Hello everybody. Thank you so much for having me here, and good afternoon to the students and the committee and also the other speakers. My name is Inka Prawira Sastra. I'm involved at work to implement the Sustainable Development Goals at the company where I work for, and also involved in several organizations that involve the private sector to implement the SDGs, and also how to mobilize and escalate the investment, specifically to close the investment gap between the developed and developing countries. One of my current role is within, the previous speakers speak about the quote from the Antonio Guterres. The UN itself is founding the Global Investor for Sustainable Development Alliance, which my CEO is part of the member, one of the 30 global CEOs. And the deliverable of the Global Investor for Sustainable Development is to ensure that the private sector take a big part or play crucial roles to escalate the investment, specifically, of course, to close the investment gap, to implement the SDGs. Okay, perhaps what I'm going to speak in front of you right now is similar to the previous speaker, but I'm going to present or give perspective from the lens of Sustainable Development Goals. As we know that SDGs or Sustainable Development Goals is the catalyst or the global commitment from all around the world to ensure that we create a better future, a better society, to ensure not just we give impact to the environment, but also to the social aspect, and also how to empower the economic, and also how to promote the greater social well-being. So I think before we start, I'm going to play a video. This is how to make a reflection to all of us about the SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, that consist 17 important goals that become a catalyst of change all around the world.
The United Nations is an organization with goals of peace and sustainable development around the world. Their mission is huge, but we're breaking it down in 2 minutes. 17 sustainable development goals. Let's get to them, cause the more you know. Look, in some corners of the world today, people are living on $1 a day. Hey, that's not how it ought to be. So go 1, eliminate poverty, and go 2, root out hunger across the globe. There's 800 million people hungry if you want to know. Number 3 is health and well-being, and getting people the health care that they need in. Learning in school are the hard to go for. Education opens up minds and doors. Goal number 5 is empower girls and women so they can have the same rights that men are given. Number 6, people need water that's clean. Poor sanitation can spread disease. Carbon-free energy is goal number 7. And how to achieve it is a question that's pressing. But if we put our minds together and work hard, we can find a solution, I'm guessing. 17 sustainable development goals to improve life all around the globe. Protecting human health and the environment. Whatever bed we make, we gon' have to light it. 17 sustainable development goals to improve life all around the globe. Protecting human health and the environment. Whatever bed we make, we gon' have to light it. Now imagine that you work all day for no pay. Economic growth and decent work is goal 8. Goal number 9 is to foster innovation and infrastructure and industrialization. Goal number 10, inequality reduction. 11 is sustainable city construction. 12, well, that's sustainable consumption. So what we use matches up with production. Goal 13 calls for urgent action to combat climate change, cause we know what's happening. 14, protect life under seas. 15, protect life on land. Goal 16 is for peace and justice. All over the planet, they're in high demand. And the final goal, number 17, is the critical factor, the heart of the machine. It's the strength in the way we achieve these goals of sustainable development around the globe. Yo.
Okay, just a reflections for all of us, because I know you are the young generation, so I told my staff, find a video who will make a reflections, not in a serious way, because I'm going to speak in front of my young students. So, okay, I'm going to ask a few students here, what do you think, what the first word that popped in your head when when you think about sustainable development goals? Any takers would like to answer? What is the first word that popped in your head when you talk about or when you heard about sustainable development goals? Any takers would like to answer? Any takers? Okay, the one in front. Would you like to answer? What is the thing that popped in your head when we heard about sustainable development goals? Any takers?
Sir, Miss.
Somebody?
Yes.
Okay. What is your name? Leonard, what do you have in mind when you heard about the SDGs?
Zero hunger.
Zero hunger, correct. Is there any takers who would like to answer? Or what do you think that SDGs is all about environment? Would you like to answer before I continue? Any takers? Okay. No? Okay. Okay. I'm going to make a reflections back then in 2000, where the world has agreed upon the declarations of Millennium Development Goals. That's when the Sustainable Development Goals started. And then they set like the target until 2015, and then continue and transform the Millennium Development Goals into Sustainable Development Goals, which consists of 17 goals and interlinked into 5 P's as the foundations. The 5 P's of the foundation is a planet, people, prosperity, peace, and partnership. So we all know that Sustainable Development Goals is not merely about how to protect the environment, but also how to create a better world with inclusive society, equality, and also to boost economic growth for a prosperous future. And is there any takers who would like to answer about the social aspect of the SDGs? Do you know which goals is the social aspect? As we can see that Sustainable Development Goals is about people, planet, peace, partnership, and prosperity. And considering the previous speaker talk about the partnership and collective action, yes, SDGs is about collective actions. That's why the foundation of the SDGs is Goal 17, is about the partnership. And what is the stakeholders of the SDGs? We are stakeholders of the SDGs, not just the government, not just the private sector, but also like the civil society. Okay, but since the establishment of the SDGs back in 2015, how much progress has been made all around the world, globally? As we can see here, 15% on track since 2015. And we only have like 7 years until 2030 to achieve, to close the gap. And we can see here that 48% is like moderately, severely off track. And I have to admit that the pandemic slowing it all down. Not just from the perspective how to achieve the goals of the people and also the environment, but also the investment, which from the private sector perspective, investment at the SDGs is one of the key drivers to accelerate the development or the implementation or the objective of the SDGs. And 37% is on stagnation. So yeah, it's still our homework. We are running out of time until 2030 to achieve all goals, to ensure that we can create a better future with the SDGs as the global goal commitment, as the catalyst, at the navigations. Then what should we do? Because you are all like the young generations here. The youth play crucial roles to accelerate the SDGs. Why? Because half of the populations is like youth. And what is youth anyway? According to the United Nations, youth is those who is like between 15 until 24 years old, and we are on the transition from the childhood to adulthood. And why youth is important? Because the futures of the world, the future of this planet, the future of the society, to make a better home for all, lies within the hand of youth. And why you should like participating in the SDGs? Because the youth itself, globally, is still like facing several problems. Maybe we all here, the young generation here, the students of Tzu Chi School have like the privilege, unlike any other youth all around the world. Because as we can see, this is like summarize of the issues that the youth still facing globally. They are still unemployed, underpaid, greater risk on the road, and then live in extreme poverty, do not have access to quality educations, unlike us perhaps, and they have like mentally ill, but they have lack of access to the health sector, and then not represented in the political process, and they also like experience exploitations, trafficking, and urban poverty. So I'm going to like give perspective here that SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, sustainability is not merely about the environment. This is about how to promote to greater social well-being. This is about how we can take action into economic inclusivity. How we could like being part to ensure that we could like being involved to give impact to the other youth surrounding us. Okay. And how the youth could play crucial roles in accelerating the SDGs. Of course, we could start small by perhaps implementing the eco-conscious living into our daily life, like wasting, recycle, reduce, reuse, and recycle, or bring your own tumbler. But one thing for sure that how to implement the SDGs or sustainable lifestyle is not about the environment. It could like, it is bigger. For instance, about gender equality. Okay, what do you know about gender equality? Any taker would like to answer? Why is it important for the SDGs until they put goals number 5, gender equality, into one of the goals of commitment of the SDGs? Okay, one of the crucial roles of the gender equality is gender bias. One of the crucial roles of the implementation of gender equality is double bind dilemmas. And do you know, if we like implementing the gender equality into the economy, it could like make a contributions globally 12 trillion US dollar. And for the Asia Pacific, it's like giving contributions 4.5 US trillion dollar. So SDGs is about how to put into the daily life, not just environment, but also social, like how to eliminate gender bias. For instance, what is gender bias? There is like a common misunderstanding in the social life. When men take action, they call it leader. But when women take action, they call it bossy. That's gender bias. So here's the thing. I hope that the youth can like changing the perspective, changing the mindset that sustainability is about how to make contributions into daily life, not just environment, but also social and also like in the economic. Okay, so how can take youth amplify their voices and their actions? There are several ways, not just implement the SDGs into the daily life, but perhaps be part of the ecosystem enabler. There are several ways in Indonesia or globally. For example, I'm part of the committee, Sustainable Development Committee at Indonesia Employer Associations. We have this program called UMKM Merdeka. This is focusing to empower the MSMEs because the MSMEs, small, medium enterprises, is like the backbone of our economy. We have the program called UMKM Merdeka. and it involves a college student to be part of this program to empower the MSMEs in Indonesia, to give them knowledge like financial literations, and also how they can like having the mindset about the importance of like legalizations of their businesses. So if you want to take part, find the ecosystem enabler that could amplify your voices, that could like amplify your actions into a bigger scale. And in Kadin, Indonesian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, we also have like ecosystem enabler to ensure that we tackle the issues of climate change. We have the Net Zero Hub. Net Zero Hub is like a ecosystem enabler for the private sector to give a training and knowledge to the private sector about how to implement and set target of the climate actions. And also one of the ecosystem enabler that perhaps the young and the youth could participate. Last year, Indonesia have the privilege to hold the G20 presidency. Remember? Okay. And Kadin is like the host of the B20. B20 Indonesia is like the business engagement of the G20. And one of the deliverables is to ensure that the B20 give like intervention and policy recommendation to the G20 leaders. Related, few of it is like related to the SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, specifically for the climate actions and also MSMEs. And it was like for the first time during the B20 presidency, Indonesia is like highlighting the importance of the MSMEs as part of the policy paper recommendation to the G20 leaders. And how can like the young or the young generation could take part of it? During the B20, we have like volunteer from, young generations between 16 until 24 years old, and they can like be part of the B20 committee. And they have like the privilege to attend the meeting. So this is why the importance of the youth. Please take actions, take bigger actions globally. You can take a look at the UN Major Group, Children and Youth, and you can like take a look at the Year of Living Sustainably. This is the initiative from the United Nations. And from the national context, you can join the Indonesian youth for the SDGs or the SDGs Youth. So I hope what I can share today could like give the bigger perspective for you all, how to join actions, how to be part of the ecosystem enabler, how your voice and your action matters to the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals. Thank you.